Up February 25th, 2019. How's everybody doing out there? Hope you guys are doing great wherever you are, and I hope you're having a great day, a great week so far. It's Monday. The sun's out here in San Antonio, so that's really nice. We've had a little bit of dreary weather, but getting the sun out is always a good thing. Hope everybody's doing good, doing well. Today we're going to talk about breaking through fat loss plateaus, and before I get started, I almost forgot. If you get a chance and you are interested in fat loss, go to the pureline.com/XP Black. That is our new fat loss product. We're killing it with that product. It is doing very, very well for people who are losing weight or trying to lose weight. If you're in our 56-day weight loss challenge, actually, you're going to get an email tonight. And we talk a little bit about how it helps you burn body fat and how you can accelerate your goals through the use of it. So look for that email. Again, we've got about 115 people that are in our weight loss challenge right now currently that registered in store. So be on the lookout for that email if you are one of those individuals. So other than that, though, how's everybody doing? Everybody doing good? Everybody have a great weekend? I know I did. You know what? This was official veg out weekend for me. I didn't do much. It was nice. Took the day off on Saturday and Sunday and just kind of watched some old episodes of Breaking Bad. Man, that is the most addictive show ever. Like, I've seen the whole series before, but watching it again, it just draws you in. I mean, you forget so many things that happen in that show. It's just killer. I don't know if anybody else has watched that or gets into it every once in a while, but Jesus, Walter White and Jesse Pinkman. It's good stuff, man. It's a great show. So anyway, that's what your main man Aaron was doing this weekend. Basically not much, just letting his brain get a little bit fried by the methamphetamine shows. So anyway, hope you guys are doing good. Hope everybody's kicking butt today. It's been a great Monday. So a little bit of quick reminders, guys. If you guys are in our weight loss challenge, you'll be getting an email tonight, so check that out. For anybody who is not in the weight loss challenge, we do that once every 6 months or so. So we're going to actually get ready to do that again, probably in June or so. So check that out. I guess stay in tune with us, and we'll drop more information on that. Okay, so let's get into today's topic. Today's topic is 3 ways to bust through your fat loss plateau. Okay, and that's kind of I actually thought of this topic this morning because I got an email from somebody who said, that they were like at 30% body fat, they were 35 years old, and they wanted to get down to 20%, and they were eating clean, they've been dieting, they've been doing all that stuff, but they just are not seeing the body fat levels come down anymore. So, I thought about it, and it's kind of, everybody hits plateaus, whether it's trying to build muscle, trying to burn fat, heck, energy plateaus. We all have certain points in our life where we just kind of hit a block, a wall, and no matter what we do, we just can't drop another 2 pounds of fat. We can't, build any more muscle. And this happened to me several times. It's happened to a lot of my clients. People just, do everything right, and still their body just acclimates to their current state, and it's used to the cardio, it's used to the eating, it's used to the training, it's used to the supplementation. So what do you do? What happens when you hit that plateau, and how can you bust out of that plateau and start dropping fat again, start looking better again, start building muscle? What's a person to do, essentially? And I found 3 ways that are really helpful when it comes to fat loss plateaus. So I'm going to break those down for you and kind of give you the advice that I would give to anybody who says, Aaron, you know what, man, I just can't lose any more body fat, and I'm doing everything right. Now, the first thing that comes to my mind, and it's kind of it's counterintuitive, I guess you could say, is to build more muscle and lift heavier weights. And especially for a woman, that would be something that they would just like, whoa, wait a minute. I don't want to lift weights because I don't want to look like a guy. I don't want to get big, yada, yada, yada. But a couple of things happen when you lift weights that are very, very beneficial for fat loss and weight loss. The first thing, obviously, is that you build muscle. And muscle is metabolic. There you go. Muscle is metabolic. That's the thing about Facebook Live and Instagram Live. You can't fix this stuff. So muscle is metabolically active, essentially meaning it burns calories at rest. Now, it used to be a long time ago, science would say, or actually people would kind of think that, oh, you know what, you burn about 50 calories per pound of muscle per day. And that was kind of the old thought process that that's how many calories a muscle burned at rest. And now we have actual studies that say that's actually not true. You burn more like 9 to 10 calories per pound of muscle at rest. So keep that in mind. You know, just because you put on a pound of muscle doesn't mean you're going to be burning 50 extra calories a day, but you will burn a little extra caloric intake a day. So, or calories per day. So that's really not where the caloric burn comes from or where the fat burning effect comes from. Where it does come from is from it's basically how it relates to insulin. Having more muscle tissue, and especially muscle tissue that you've worked out and trained, leads you to be a little bit more insulin sensitive, meaning you're sensitive to the effect of insulin. That's a good thing. You want to be sensitive to the effect of insulin. Essentially, what's happening is insulin is transporting carbohydrates, sugars, proteins, fats, all these things through the bloodstream, and it's taking them to the muscle to be utilized as fuel. When you're insulin resistant, the muscle's not picking up those carbohydrates and fuel and essentially just backing them back up into the bloodstream, building high blood sugar. So we want to be sensitive to insulin, and lifting weights, lifting heavy things, working out with weights, that all causes more insulin sensitivity, which is a good thing. So that's the number one reason that I believe lifting weights is so beneficial for people, especially even if they're getting older. It's great for diabetics, for people who have high blood sugar or leaning toward that end of the spectrum, because it will allow them to use sugar more comfortably or better throughout their system. So that's the most important thing, and that's one of the reasons you should lift weights when it comes to burning body fat. You know, a lot of people think, well, it's just about metabolically active muscle tissue and it's, you know, burning calories while it's at rest. And that is one component, but essentially it's also about how the body responds to insulin, and it improves that. Now, if you have a chance, if you've ever been to one of our stores, you know, and you can actually do this at a lot of other places, you can get an in-body analysis. This is kind of a body analysis sheet that we have that we just taken from somebody who's done one. And one of the interesting things about the in-body analysis is that when you start looking at skeletal muscle mass, you know, this individual, you know, you probably can't see it, but he's got about 86 pounds of lean muscle tissue. Now, there's also something at the bottom here that says basal metabolic rate, 1,838 calories. That's what his body needs to sustain life. That's basically what he's burning at rest. So it's an important number, because what we see happen is as this individual puts on more lean muscle tissue, this number goes up. The BMR goes up, so the body is burning more calories. And on the flip side of that, as the person actually starts losing muscle tissue, the BMR goes down. That's not what we want to have. So there is another justification for building muscle when it comes to burning body fat and busting through a body fat or through a fat loss plateau. So keep that in mind, especially females who think, oh, you know what, I don't want to, you know, build muscle. It's not good. Actually, it's very good. You definitely want to do it, and you're not going to get big because you don't have the hormones that most men have, which makes them capable of building muscle and getting bigger in the first place. So keep that in mind. Now, the second thing that you can do for busting through a fat loss plateau is increasing your workout intensity. And this is for guys and girls who are already, or men and women, I should say, who are already working out fairly intensely. And they're just, you know, at that point where no matter what they do, they need to lose a little bit more body fat and the body's not responding. So one of the best things you can do is increase intensity. And how would you do that is the question. Well, there's two ways. And the first way, which is a very easy fix, is to decrease your rest time between sets. So instead of the typical average person who pretty much rests about 2 minutes between sets, shave that off to about a minute, 60 seconds, and time yourself and start making that a lot quicker. By the way, this is a good time for me to add, if you want to really start burning some additional body fat, look at maybe doing something with our XP2G Black formula. You can get that at thepureline.com/XP Black. We have 4, 8, and 12-week packages available, and they are at a great price. We have them discounted on the website, so check those out. But going back to that, Essentially, me particularly, I usually rest about 60 seconds. That's just my normal. If I wanted to burn some more body fat and increase my intensity, I would shave that down to about 40 seconds rest between sets. Now, obviously, if you're trying to lift heavy weights, your workouts are going to be compromised a little bit if you're trying to shave off time and continue lifting the same heavy weights. This is more designed for people who want to burn fat and burn calories. So keep that in mind. You may need to use lighter weights, but your sets will have shorter time periods between them. So that's one way that you can increase workout intensity. The other way is just by essentially increasing the amount of weight that you're using per exercise. That will also increase intensity, and it will also burn more calories over the long run, especially post-workout when your body has to recover because you've damaged the muscle tissue and it's really trying to grow and really trying to repair. So those are two ways that you can increase workout intensity. The other thing I like to always recommend is do something every day, especially if you're a person who works with weights, 2 or 3 times in a row and then takes a day off, or I should say like a 2-day on, 1-day off split, 3-day on, 1-day off split. Those days off, don't use them as just total veg out days. Instead, try to use them as active recovery days. Do something different that's not gym related, whether it's going to the park, going to the track, doing some plyometrics, just doing some drills, anything that really gets the heart rate elevated that's not resistance. Weight resistance related is something you can do. So keep that in mind. I think that will also just continue to help you with the caloric burning effect all the way through. What I find is people who stop, like they don't work out, let's say one day, let's say they go Monday, Tuesday, they're doing great, then Wednesday they take a day off. For some reason, when you take that day off, you tend to kind of dip back down into cheat mode, and you don't stick to your diet as well. So even on that day off, make sure you're doing something that's completely non-weightlifting related. You should just go do cardio, get on the cardio step mill, go hit a punching bag, whatever. Just do something fun for you that you typically don't do. If it's hot yoga, that's another thing you could do. So try something out, but make sure that you're doing things every day, no matter what, even on Sundays, even if it's working in the yard. That's a great one. Number 3, the other thing you can do to bust through plateaus, use caffeine before your workouts. This could be as simple as, a pre-workout. You could use XP2G, black. You could use just a cup of coffee. I used coffee for years as a pre-workout, before pre-workouts were even a thing, I think. And there's a lot of things that caffeine does. Number 1, it basically accelerates or increases energy, right? It releases a little bit of adrenaline, so the body is able to burn more calories, and the energy that it gives you, that little, spurt of energy, will keep you in the gym longer. It'll keep you doing things longer. It'll give you a little extra push to burn more calories during that training session. So caffeine is great for amplifying fat loss. It'll increase your focus, increases your energy. And if you don't want to drink a cup of coffee, or you don't want to take a pre-workout or something like that, you could always supplement with something that's got a little bit of caffeine in it, like 100, 150 milligrams is the sweet spot. If you tend to be a little bit, benign to caffeine, if it doesn't do anything for you, you drink a lot of energy drinks, you could do something like 250 to 300 milligrams of caffeine. You get some no-dose pills or something like that. But caffeine as a ingredient, or as a supplement alone, I should say, as a compound, is very effective at getting fat loss, mobilized throughout the body. So utilize it. And then the last tip, as far as busting through a fat loss plateau, and this is going to be a very controversial one because a lot of people are like, no, that's not what Aaron, you always have said, immediately as soon as you finish working out, get your protein and carbs in. And for the most part, I still believe that. However, if fat loss is the key and you're hitting a point where no matter what you're doing, you're not burning fat anymore, then one of the things you can do is you can wait a little bit longer after the workout to eat. Or to take a shake. So say, for example, you work out from 10 to 11 a.m. Instead of eating at 11 to 11:15, slamming your protein and your carbs and your creatine and glutamine and all that stuff, wait an additional hour. Give your body about 1 more hour so that it can essentially draw from its fat reserves and burn a little bit more fuel trying to recover. And that's one way that you'll start to dip into fat stores and burn a little bit more body fat without even realizing it. And then, of course, after an hour, make sure and have your protein, your carbs, your meal, your shake, whatever it is you're doing. So let's recap those real quick. Those are the 3 things that you can basically do. Number 1, build more muscle. And that's going to help you break through a fat loss plateau because you're going to increase metabolic rate, improve insulin sensitivity. The other one was, trying to increase workout intensity, whether that means, decreasing the rest period between sets or lifting a little heavier weights. And, number 3, using caffeine before your workouts. If you need something with a little caffeine that's quick, you can try our XP2G Black formula. You can get that at the pureline.com/XP Black. That's a great fat loss compound that's got not only caffeine, but GBB, which is a super enhanced form of L-carnitine that draws fat into the muscle to be used as energy faster. And of course, you can lastly try to wait about an hour after training or working out to eat. And that's going to help draw some more fat from fat stores to help you recover. Okay? So there's a few ways you can bust through some fat loss plateaus. And if you got anything out of this, which I hope you did, share it with your friends. If you're on Facebook or Instagram Live, share it with people. Let them know that we try to put out some good information for you guys. Also, if you're watching the replay of this on YouTube, subscribe to our channel, and please share that as well. All right, guys, that's it for today. I hope you guys are having a great Monday. We'll talk to you soon. We'll be back tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. Hope you guys have a good one. Take care, and appreciate all you guys dropping by. Take care. We'll talk to y'all soon. Okay.